Yes, yes, yes. It's Raphael Dawkins with the Combat Radio. We're about to get into it. It's the Boxing Talk with Rafi 275. And what's on the menu tonight? Okay, so as you may know, as you may have gathered by now, Anthony, about what was a week ago? I think it was this Monday. He was Boxing Talk with Rafi 273 when I said that Joshua he needs to do some talking. He needs to express himself. And he needs to do so kind of almost rudely. He's just got to get in there and tear it up, tell the truth as he sees it. And that's exactly, I don't know. People are telling me that Rafi obviously listens to the show. It's clear, it's obvious. Look at the words he used to describe Tyson Fury. Look at the words he used. Conman, fraud, and more. And of course, we're going to have to get into that. We're going to have to talk about that. Link will be in the chat very shortly. And of course, there's other things. There's other things we're talking about. Where are my manners? Let me share. Let's get it up. Boom. Boom. Where is it? There it is. Boom. Okay, let's get the visuals right. Okay, there it is. So, as well as that, as well as talking about Anthony Joshua's backlash against Tyson Fury for what I explained to you earlier on in the week was some defrauding of the public on the part of Bob Arum, Tyson Fury. Damn. Okay, so we are now officially live. And so as well as looking at that and Tyson Fury's responses, we're going to be looking at Taylor Ramirez. As well as what? As well as Daniel Dubois splits from Mark Tibbs. Okay. So, where are we? First things first, let me do a sound check. As a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. Let me just move these. Uh-oh. Let me do a sound check. So, welcome one and all to Boxing Talk with Rafi 275. Okay. And it is the H-Mo-9 supporting the Conman Fury. Yeah, a little bit more into that a little bit later. Okay, Shiz Biz up in the area. Luke Flatley, Fury ran from AJ, ran to the hills. OMG. Okay. Tyson Fury will knock out Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury will knock out Deontay Wilder again, says H-Mo-9. TK20, TKO 22 up in the building. How do you do? H-Mo-9 ran. Damn straight. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that share button. James Jameson says Mark Tibbs is one of the best trainers in the business. Ben Davidson is a grifter. OMG. Mr. Squiggly up in the building. Where we at? Ben Davison in Josh Taylor's corner. What do you mean? He's his trainer. He's his trainer. He needs to be in his corner. There's Warren Moonlight as Aram's valet and butler. Maestro A Boxing. What's with the slander against the Gypsy King? The Gypsy King, my friend, is now known as a conman. Slander if you listen to Boxing Talk with Rafi 274, which is the last one, you will get the scoop, but we'll touch up on all of that again tonight. Well, actually, we'll do it through Anthony Joshua's tweets and Tyson Fury's responses. So if something's true, then it's not slander, my dear fellow. Tyson Fury doesn't want that smoke. OMG. Okay. I think we're ready to go now. Bob and Frank both crazy in their old age. I don't know. Bob just pulled off a masterstroke. So I don't know. He's as cunning and conniving as ever. Just from a different cloth. He comes from a different cloth. I think his mother came from where? His mother came from, what is it? Some kind of Malta. Was it Malta? Yeah, something like that. So, you know, a lot of Arabs, when was it? What a century was it? A century, 2 centuries ago, migrated to certain countries like Malta. Bob ain't made a profit yet. OMG. Okay, let's do it now.
So, well, let me firstly go to that clarification video. The clarification video doesn't talk much about what actually happened or what was actually said. It's just talking about me. So there's obviously Mark was upset that there was some input from me now afterwards. And this is the problem when you're working with other coaches and assisting, you get shit like this, to be honest, which I was very aware of. If the fight didn't go as planned, this was probably going to be the outcome. I didn't expect anything different. But Billy Joe's a close friend of mine, and I was approached and asked to assist. And I obliged because he's a close friend of mine. But when the fight was first announced, Billy Joe comes to my gym to discuss the fight and asked me about my thoughts on the fight. Why? Because he values my opinion, my knowledge on the game, my knowledge on Canelo. I was then asked and approached to do some sessions when I landed in Vegas with Billy Joe, which I obliged, which Mark was there at the time. I was then asked and obliged to assist in the corner on a night, which obviously, working with Josh, working with Devon, I couldn't fly, do the full fight week, so I flew in the night before. And then on the night, I was assisting in the corner. And there was numerous times that Mark, Ben, what do you think in the corner? So people saying, why was I being vocal in the corner? He asked me, looked at me, what do you think? For me to give my views and give my say in the corner.
Okay, so this is Ben Davidson. Anybody joining us? My mic's working again, so it should have crystal clear sound. Okay, so you're listening to the words of Ben Davidson talking about his experience, his time in the corner of Billy Joe Saunders. And, Mark Tibbs has had some things to say, so we're leading out with this. You can see the topics down below in the scroller, but let's crack on. Let's continue. Where are you? Carry on, Ben Davidson.
Then when Billy Joe broke his eye socket, it was quite clear what the injury was. Come up to the corner, and the words that come out of mouth Mark were, I'm going to give you one more round. Now, with a broken eye socket against the pound for pound number one, as Billy Joe's friend, and also as a fellow coach, that wasn't going to happen. So I whispered in Billy Joe's ear, as you can clearly see on the TV, telling him that the fight was going to be pulled. After Billy Joe was asked if he can see out of his eye, he said, I can't see a thing out of this eye. Out of the bad eye. Then confirmed by Jamie Sheldon. Then Mark waved the fight off. The reason people saying, why was you whispering in the fighter's ear? The reason I whispered in the fighter's ear because the fighter needed telling the fight was going to be pulled. whether Mark was saying, let me give you one more round to check his reaction. In my opinion, the fighter shouldn't be put in a position like that with an injury like that. Someone has to take the ball by the horns. Whether it's my role or not role as assisting in the corner to do that or not, it was the right decision. Would you agree?
Would you agree? At that stage, having seen the injury, yeah, I would probably say so, yeah.
I think everybody else would agree. So anybody that thinks different, I couldn't care less. I've been thanked by Billy Joe himself. Billy Joe put a statement out to say Ben got the corner to pull it. I didn't tell Mark to pull the fight, obviously. But I think what he means by that is he sensed hesitation in Mark, whereas I was straight to the point and told him that the fight was going to be pulled. That's the reason why I shook his head, because I told him that the fight was going to be pulled. Usually when you're shaking your head, that's a sign of saying no, correct? So when being told that the fight's going to be pulled, he shook his head. So his body language was to say, no, don't pull the fight. Yeah?
How much more of this crapola can a reasonable man listen to? Ben, I tried to keep a straight face, but Ben Davison there saying that Billy Joel's bad languages was that he didn't want the fight to be pulled. Absolutely crapola. Nonsense, pure nonsense. Billy Joel wanted out of that fight. His body language said, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. OMG. But let's see a little bit more.
Because any fighter doesn't want to be pulled out of the fight. Deep down, he probably knew it was the right decision. I know that after the doctor examined him, it was definitely the right decision. And that's that.
Have we had confirmation of the surgery? Any X-rays, just for our perusal?
The reality is this, yeah. There's 3 other people in that corner, including outside of Mark. There's Jamie Sheldon, there's Billy Joe, the fighter, and Amir Khan from Sheffield Ingle Gym. There's no praise to be won here out of a loss. Who pulled the fight? Who got the fight to be pulled? There's no praise in that. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Mark waved his arms. Mark waved his arms to tell the referee. So there's no, Billy Joe is the one that said Ben got the corner to pull it. I think what he meant by that was what I said there, that I was quite straight to the point. The fight's getting pulled. There's no.
Hold on, I got a problem. I got a question. What happened to the part of the dialogue that Ben Davison spoke of when he said that Billy Joe said, no, don't pull it. I can fight orthodox. I can fight orthodox. What happened to that bit? What happened to that conversation? Because it seemed like you had a hell of a long conversation. What happened to that bit? Interesting. Oops, sorry about that. Need some WD-40 on the microphone stand.
Me to say, so-and-so pulled the fight, so-and-so pulled the fight. Everybody probably played their part, including Jamie Sheldon, assessing the injury, played a part in the fight getting pulled. That's what a corner team are for. It's just a shame that stupid video has been put up on Twitter, because it didn't need to go to that. Interview shouldn't have been done straight after the fight, in my opinion. And just to clear that up as well, because I'm getting sticks saying Ben and MTK have worked together to have these videos taken, the interview taken down, and Ben's done one saying something different. No, Mark asked for the videos and interviews to be taken down, because I don't think any of the team or family was happy that an interview was done straight after the fight.
What the hell is wrong with an interview being done straight after the fight? When has that ever been a problem? Whenever has that been an issue? What's wrong with Mark Tibbs giving an interview straight after the fight? What do you mean? Is he worried he's going to be too honest? He's going to be too honest? Why not give an interview when everything's fresh in your mind? What's the problem with that?
Whilst Billy Joe's in the hospital. But none of it shouldn't get to this having to be said. Unfortunately, I've been put under an attack. Yeah? And I've had to say my point and the reality of what actually happened. Now, what I've gave you there is dialogue of what actually happened, what actually was said. That's actual facts that everybody else can confirm in that corner. But it shouldn't get to this point for this to happen. It's unprofessional. And that's the last thing I'm going to say on it. Because, one, I don't want to keep going over it. And two, I'm going into an undisputed title fight with Josh Taylor this week. And I need to be professional and focus on that. So that's the last I'm going to say on it. But it's just a shame that it got to this silly point. But like I say, there's other people there that can confirm what was and wasn't said. Why I was having a say in the corner. And that can come from Jamie Sheldon, Billy Joe, and Ahmed Khan to confirm what I've just said.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And that was Billy Joe. Billy Joe talking about, well, really, he's talking about Mark Tibbs. Really, he's talking about Mark Tibbs. What happened in the corner? What happened to I could go orthodox? What happened to Billy Joe saying I can go orthodox? What happened to that? You missed that out of the story this time around. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Ben's going on like Billy Joe was on death's door. He was all right enough to be crying in the ring. OMG, crying in the ring, singing in the rain. Singing in the rain, crying in the gym, crying in the ring. All this 5 seconds, all this in 5 seconds, quite remarkable, quite amazing, quite amazing. What happened to the part about Billy Joe said, "Oh, it's all right. I tell you what, I can just go orthodox." Yeah, he forgot to tell that crapola. Sometimes I like to come out of the video and refresh so Raphael can get the ad revenue. That's a good man right there. And talking about ad revenue, hey, you know one of the things to do if you're watching the video and it's finished, one of my videos and it's finished, just let the ads play. Put the volume on mute and just let the ads play. Let the ads play. And good suggestion. And in comes the man like the H Monet. H Monet.
How you doing, Rafi? Thanks for having me, brother. How's everything?
Hey man, I'm cool. It's cool in the gang. It's cool in the gang over here. It's cool in the gang over here, but we got lots of things to talk about. And including your Conman hero.
Oh, the big dosser, Anthony Joshua.
Can you see the right of your screen or to the left of your screen? Can you see the big dosser sitting next to Bob Arum? Can you see him? You see the big dosser?
A heavyweight champion. I see an undefeated heavyweight champion, a 2-time Ring Magazine champion. I see the only man in the heavyweight division currently to have every belt from the IBO, WBC, IBF, WBO, WBA, Ring Magazine lineal champion. That's what I see.
That's what you see. Okay, well, I see a con man, but we're going to get into that in a bit. What's Maestro saying? Keep it real as always. H Monet. Okay, that was from
Maestro. My brother, salute.
Okay. What we got here? Pumped up weightlifter. I don't know what he's talking about. Is he talking about who? He's talking about Joshua. OMG. Okay. So before we get to that, how am I sounding on the mic? How's the mic sounding? H Monet.
You sound good, Rafi. What about me? Is there any like background noise, any static, or am I good?
No, you're good. You're good
Okay.
to go. Good to go. Okay. So before that, did you hear the interview I just played of Ben Davidson talking about the Billy Joe experience, the Billy Joe corner experience?
Yeah, explain to me exactly what happened. I heard is like something going on with Mark Tibbs and Ben Davidson. What is the beef? What actually happened? I keep hearing about it, but I never really found out what took place.
That's no problem.
Is it about who threw in a towel or something? Who stopped the fight? Is that what the argument is?
Well, hold on a sec. Where is it? I found it. Okay, so it's the fact that Ben Davidson came out with a lot of talk. He was talking about what he said in the corner in between at the end of the 8th round. You know, Billy Joe didn't make it out to the 9th after he got smacked in the eye in the 8th, and Ben David's Mark Tibbs came out with an interview. A series of interviews, and he just went straight in and he said, well, I stopped the fight because, and he was hesitant to say why, but he said, well, I just didn't like Billy Joe Saunders' Billy Joe's body language. Didn't like Billy Joe's body language when I asked the question. But we saw on the zone broadcast, we saw Billy Joe go back to his corner and say, I can't see. And then there was a lot of talk. There was a bit of talking going on, and Eddie Hearn came out later and he said, "Yeah, he talked to Mark Tibbs, and Mark Tibbs said that he suggested to Billy Joe one more round, and Billy Joe said, I can't see." And then we see Mark Tibbs turn around and wave the fight off. But the controversy is that Ben Davidson came out and gave an elaborate story. Fantastical story about how he was talking to Billy Joe, and Billy Joe told him, yeah, don't worry, I can go southpaw. Don't stop the fight, I can go southpaw. And it was a fantastical story, and it wasn't a logical story like what Mark Tibbs said. So there's been back and forth, different stories, but most people believe Mark Tibbs. Most people don't believe that Billy Joe said, don't worry, I can go orthodox, because Billy Joe's a southpaw. I can go orthodox. Nobody's really believing that shiznix. So there's a little bit of a war of words, but it's a quiet word. It's a war of words betwixt the two, Tibbs and Ben Saunders. It's a question, who do you believe? Most people believe Tibbs. Ben Saunders' story just simply doesn't add up. But we had to hear his rebuttal. I've already done a video of what Mark Tibbs' version, and this is Ben Saunders' rebuttal. Oh, so that's the story. That's the story of that. But there's more.
When you say Ben Saunders, that's Billy Joe's father, or you mean like Ben Davidson, or
Ben Davidson is who we've just been talking about.
When you say Ben Saunders, are you talking about Ben Davidson and Billy Joe, or is Ben?
If I said Ben, it means Ben Davidson.
Oh, Ben Davidson. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So that was Ben Davidson's retort. And like I say, not many people are buying it. Seems like he was trying to save face for Billy Joe, maybe save face for MTK Global. A lot of people was wondering why are you telling such a fantastical story that don't seem to make sense? Was it from MTK orders? Or MTK ordering? Now he comes out and said Mark Tibbs took down the video by his own request, which most people find highly improbable. So it looks like most people are pointing the finger at MTK, saying that they're trying to engineer a narrative. And if that was the case, then they've failed badly, because people just are laughing at Billy Joe for mocking Daniel Dubois and then falling to the same fate, but failing even worse, because at least Daniel Dubois carried on for a few rounds and tried to get the opponent out of there. Ben Davidson, people saying quit at the first opportunity. So, that concludes that. See, Rafi, this Ben Saunders you keep mentioning is confusing as hell. Whenever I say Ben Saunders, just forget about the Saunders. When I say Ben, I mean, what's his name? Ben Davison. Okay. So what we're looking at here. So
Rafi, it looks like it's a blame game. The fight got stopped. Billy Joe Saunders lost the fight, and now it seems like it's a whole lot of confusion. It sounds like it seems like people are blaming each other for why the fight was stopped, and I don't like that, Rafi. I don't like it. Canelo.
It's not really blaming. It's not really blaming. It's like a narrative thing. It looks like Ben Davidson is on a narrative. He's on a certain narrative directed from, some people say, MTK. So it's a narrative thing. It's a narrative thing. They're trying to paint a false narrative that Billy Joe was ready to go, but it doesn't wash because we all saw that Billy Joe was not stepping out of that corner to resume fighting.
Yeah, he could have continued. And maybe they're trying to, protect Billy Joe Saunders. A lot of people calling him a quitter, and maybe they saying, they're trying to fix up his image that he's not a quitter, and try to look for a way out and things of that nature. Of course, Ben Davison is his friend. Ben Davison, part of MTK Global. Of course, he's going to try to protect this fighter and things of that nature because everybody's calling him a quitter. Everybody's making fun of him. And it seems like they're just trying to protect the fighter from what I'm trying to see, or what I'm hearing.
Protect his image, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Protect his image. Yeah. That is certainly how some people interpret it. Unfortunately, it don't work. It ain't wash because it don't correlate what people saw in that corner. So yeah, okay. Iron Kong up in the building. MTK Bucket Boy. OMG. Yeah, people are not impressed. Save face, nice pun. Okay. So what's going on here? Okay, that's fine. I think we've chopped that up. We've looked at that, chopped that up. Okay, let's keep it moving before we get to Anthony Joshua slewing Tyson, your boy there, Tyson the Conman Fury over social media. Now we're going to get back to that in a second, but first and foremost, let me line that shizzle up.
What did you take away from the fight?
I was up there at the end of the round. He skated around the last half of that round to, back on the cheek, holding Joe Saunders at Canelo.
Fights in the build-up in preparation for Billy Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we knew what style troubled Canelo. We knew what style troubled him, and Billy Joe Saunders happened to be that style. Billy Joe Saunders happened to be that style, and it was a case of holding the game plan together in a real stubborn, winning fashion. Unfortunately, Billy Joe got caught by a great uppercut, flush on the cheekbone, and changed the game instantaneously. I saw his eye go black in the round it happened, and I briefed my team either side of me, and I had to turn around and get a towel just in case I needed it off of Sheldon, and then Billy Joe walked back to the corner. Obviously, I was up there at the end of the round. He skated around the last half of that round to basically to survive the round. And he walked back to me, and we had a bit of dialogue, small bit of dialogue, and then he sat down in the corner, and Ben spoke to him, which I was a little frustrated because I needed that minute. But Ben's young, and I wasn't affected by that. I already made my mind up. But then when he turned around and sat down, young Ben got control of his ear. I was a little bit crossed by that. I've got time to get emotional with anyone. And then I looked at his eye, I wiped it. We did have a bit of dialogue. Then I turned around and waved it off. And you can't send a man out there with a damaged eye socket like it was. I mean, I'm no doctor, but it was clearly dented in, and body language and whatnot. It's my job to pick up on things like that.
Now, Ben Saunders said that Mark Tibbs was indecisive. You can read indecisive for Mark Tibbs wanting to send him out for another round. That's what Eddie Hearn said of his conversation with Mark Tibbs after the fight. Mark Tibbs wanted to send him out for another round. Billy Joe said, I can't see, for the second time. and Mark Tibbs waved it off.
He got beat by the pound for pound great in Canelo Alvarez.
Okay, so there you have it. H. Monet. What do you make of that? What do you make of that? Where is he? He's disappeared. H. Monet disappeared. Okay. So I think we've heard enough. I think we get the gist. We've heard enough. We get the gist. And yeah, two different stories. One from Ben Saunderson, Ben Davidson, and the other from Mark Tibbs, son of Jimmy Tibbs. What's going on in the chat? I thought he was your uncle. I thought Ben Saunderson was your uncle. Okay, what we saying here? Joe Gilliardi. Ben was out of order. For that. Yeah, butting in. He was a second, not the first. There's a reason they're called seconds. They're not the first. I'll never forget Ben Davidson. I'll never forget Davison getting huffy with Fred Roach. Indeed. Inspector Rafi getting forensic on the little grifter. Okay. If Josh wins, Davison does deserve some credit, at least coaching him for his last fight. Who's he been with all his career? It was Shane McGuigan, was it not? Shane McGuigan. So I don't know. I mean, what's Davison doing? What's Davison doing? To put Taylor above and beyond where he was before. I don't know. You'd have to tell me. McGuigan took him to a different level. Ben's like Puff Daddy. Once the work is done, he's all up in the videos. Yeah, like Puff Daddy in the studio. I had a little symbols here and there. I mean, actual symbols, like, as in the musical instrument symbols. He goes into why the videos were taken down later. Okay. Davidson was given MTK fighter from the Don. Tartan Typhoon, Tartan Terror. You only get new with Typhoon and all that shiznicks. Okay. So where are we now? Let's take that down. We finished with Ben Davidson. Or are we?
He warmed Billy up, and they go back a long way. They're friends. And I remember years ago when I was my dad's assistant in the gym, and I trained Ben here and there a little bit in the TKO gym, but I don't really know Ben, and that's the first time he ever was in my corner. He was a tough night all round, and come out the dressing room, you guys caught me by surprise, and I just, I spilled my heart out to you guys, and it was inappropriate.
It was inappropriate because Billy was in hospital. I don't know. Is that a rule? You can't talk about your fighter if he's in the hospital. You can't talk about him. Is that a rule? I don't know. I didn't know that was a rule. The Iron Kong. I didn't know that was a rule. I didn't know that. Oh, you didn't hear him? Okay. Oh, because that's something I've been meaning to do anyway.
It wasn't inappropriate. Many people speak right after their fighters in the hospital or whatever. But the problem is he spoke the truth right after. He spoke his heart right after, and he might have let slip certain things that he probably wanted to hide for whatever reason. So the videos came down because I believe somebody poked him in the side and be like, nah, you said some things there. Ben Davison was put there as a mole for the infamous individual over there in Dubai. I'm saying, or wherever he is.
Yeah.
He was put there to monitor what was going on. He was put there for that. Ben Davison went in there, pushed himself into Billy Joe's training camp at the end. That's why Mark Tibbs had to say this guy was not in camp. He was not a part of the camp like that. And then when the fight time came, he tried to take over the fight, which is what his whole career is based on, taking over people's finished products. This dude, Ben Davison, is terrible. I don't know how he keeps getting opportunities in boxing. He's never built no fighter before. You know, every fight that he's had is somebody else's product. He's had who? He's had Tyson Fury, Billy Joe for a time. You know, he's now with Josh. Now he's somehow slithered his way into Devin Haney's camp. I don't know. This dude is a grifter extraordinaire. I don't know what he says to these people, but this guy ain't nothing special. I remember Freddie Roach saying in the first fight, he would have told Tyson Fury to go for the knockout. And Ben Davison was annoyed at Freddie Roach. How are you gonna be annoyed at Freddie Roach? I mean, just look, man. This guy Ben Davison is a slime. I don't know how he keep Rafi. I don't know the guy. He's a Brit. Do you know him? What was he before this?
I think he used to do some boxercise classes in JD's gym.
I'm sorry, boxercise?
I think he used to do some boxercise classes in JD's gym over in Alabama.
Here we go. Here we go. You know who else used to do boxercise? Dana White.
Yeah, he was a Dana White. I think Dana. Yeah, Dana White in Boston. Yeah, boxercise.
Yeah, he was a boxercise guy.
Yeah, he used to work. I think Ben used to work in a leisure center in Stevenage.
Oh no. No, I know this guy is
a personal boxercise trainer. I don't know if he did any Taibo though. I'm not sure he did any Taibo.
No, my God. I know all of a sudden this guy is the guru of boxing that everybody's seeking out. This dude ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just hope Shane McGuigan's training takes Josh Taylor through. When is it? Saturday? The fight is Saturday, right? Saturday. I mean, I picked Ramirez to win the fight, but I don't rate Ben Davison. I don't rate him at all.
Dang.
But man, and this whole thing with Billy Joe Saunders, it's even worse. It's even worse because, and which is why when Coogan talking about how they took down the Mark Tibbs video because he asked us specifically. I asked Coogan under his Twitter. So the Mark Tibbs video went down. Why was it necessary to put up the Ben Davison video with, telling a completely different story? Why was it necessary? If the Mark Tibbs video come down, that's all there is to it. You don't have to put up a Ben Davison video in its place.
Counteracting it.
Yeah, exactly. This is how I know there's more to this story.
Of course.
And Ben Davison was put there as somebody said in the chat. I'm all. Who was it? Whoever said that in the chat. I'm all.
Yeah. There's a mole sent in there. And Tibbs was working with pretty much Ben Davidson's kind of crew, in a sense. You have to be careful when you go into something. You have to bring your own people with you. I remember back in the day when there was a revolution in English football, you had all these foreign players coming in from Europe and then later on Africa. Some from Africa as well, but the Africans had moved to Europe. And then so it was Africans via their European clubs. You had the guys like Anelka, you had guys like Patrick Vieira, et cetera, the White Feather, and Gianluca Vialli, Ruud Gullit, and all them boys. I remember when they came, when the manager came, I noticed, especially with the Italians, they'd bring a whole squad, they'd have their whole team, they'd bring their own physio, they'd bring their own nutritionist, they'd bring their own this, they'd bring their own that, they'd bring their own condition. And I was a kid at the time, I was a youngster at the time, I was wondering, what the hell is all of this for? Why are they coming with the whole damn team? And then slowly it kind of dawned on me, because it's like back in Rome in the days of the emperors. You move with your team. You want to know your team, wherever you go, your team is with you because they are the people that are with you. You're not going to move alone and go into somebody else's setup and have, the night of the long knives. You don't want to experience that. It still might happen, but you want to have your own crew around you. And so I'm always very wary of doing what Mark Tibbs did, which was basically walk into another man's crew. You got to be careful. That's a lesson I learned watching those foreign trainers come over to the UK. Move with your own team. Move with your team, not with somebody else's team.
Exactly. Everybody on the same page. Everybody understands everything. Everybody knows the chain of command. Not that I'm up in the ring. My fighter just had a terrible round, and I turn my back, and I turn back, and you over there whispering in his ear, whispering sweet nothings in the man's ear.
Exactly. Getting in the way.
Getting in the way.
Tibbs said he wanted to, that was, he needed the minute. He needed the minute. But Saunders, Davidson was all up in the man's ear. All up in the man's ear. But Tibbs needed that time. You have to move with your people. Don't move in to a next man's crew. Don't move into a next man's crew, and the next man whose crew it is there too. Nah. It's recipe for disaster. Recipe for nonsense. I think I've said everything I want to say on that. Anything else you want to say on that?
Yeah. I wanted to say Billy Joe Saunders quit. Go ahead.
Oh dear. Okay, so let me quickly just see if I can find this last piece from this interview, which is on Boxing Social. Mark Tibbs on Boxing Social. Let's see if I can find the thing that I want to find. Let's see.
I wish him well.
Okay, so that's Mark Tibbs' version of how he and Daniel Dubois separated. Seems to, it's pretty vague, but it seemed to me that he's alluding that he didn't want to work with the father. It seemed like it's a three-way, it's a triangle. It's a three-way relationship. It's not just the trainer and the fighter. It's the trainer, the father, and the fighter. And it seems like the father is the intermediary. It's an interesting one. I've heard stories in the background that, it's a three-way thing. It's a three-way thing. His father, Daniel Dubois' father, is very involved. And Tibbs says, well, he's been there before, don't want to do it again. Been there before, don't want to do it again. Iron Kong, what are your thoughts and observations on that?
Yeah, I think, well, Dubois people are from Grenada, right? So, from what I understand that, his father and them father was a very strict man, and them coming up. And I think that might have led to some of Daniel Dubois' issues now in terms of relating to people and his personality being somewhat stunted, right? Because I always watch Daniel Dubois, and he just seems like a very introverted type of guy, kind of shy around the public. Like he ain't really had no days of really being around certain things in life.
Yes.
And I come to find out that his father was very strict. So maybe his father sheltered him a lot and whatnot. And I could see what Mark Tibbs would be saying, that, I don't want to deal with your, kind of like with Chris Eubank and his father. And most people, even Eddie Hearn, you say he don't like dealing with fathers and fighters, which is, he said that when he has signed Devin Hing, he said that usually he doesn't like it. Doesn't like being around fighters and their fathers. But this seems to work fine. But I could understand Mark to be saying, like, I need to have a personal rapport with your son, not with you, and then from you to your son. You know what I'm saying? Me and the fighter need to build a different relationship outside of you. And it doesn't seem like the father is willing to do that. I remember when Daniel Dubois had just turned pro, most of the videos was essentially his father talking. You check? So I don't see his father much now, but when he had just started, saw his father a lot.
Yes.
His father seemed to be very strict man, and this can hinder Daniel Dubois' growth.
Yeah. Well, it's a funny thing because it's a double-edged sword. The way I see it is a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, his father has steered him and guided him throughout his amateur career, and apparently, allegedly, I've heard it through the grapevine that he switched amateur clubs. As if his father was looking for the perfect combination. But on the one hand, a kid doing this shiznix without his father involvement could easily fall by the wayside, could easily fall into some bad trainers' hands, bad practices, because not every trainer is really on top of their game. They might be good at one aspect of it, like, for example, Emmanuel Stewart. He was great at molding fighters on the one hand, but on the other side, he had gym wars in that Kronk gym practically every day. Every day was gym war day. And so that was the negative. Some people, some people believe in, go hard all the time. I don't. From what I know about sports and fitness and conditioning, it's not the right way. I more favor in the Brendan Ingle way, where you take it easy. You take it easy on the head. You can go hard on the body, but sparring is meant for tactical. It's an opportunity to build your technique and your tactics, whereas all too often it just ends up as two people having a war, which is not ultimately going to help in terms of technique. In fact, it could hinder technique if you're just trying to keep your head on your shoulders and not get it knocked off. Then that's not working your technique. So you have the plus side of that trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, and then he worked on people's technique. And then you have the negative side, where there was simply too many wars, too many gym wars in that place. And, I talked to various people. I talked to a highly renowned trainer who's connected with that gym. And I'll get him on here to speak for himself, say it for himself at some point. Okay. James Jameson asked, Mr. Dawkins, wasn't Triple D's father a millionaire? Posters or something? Nothing wrong with rich kids. Well, like the Iron Kong says, I think the Dubois come from Grenada, an island in the Caribbean. And his father's quite a big man himself. I can imagine he would have been he wouldn't have looked too much unlike Daniel himself, big fella. Left from Grenada, immigrated from Grenada over to the UK. And as a younger man, he just started, he went over to America and started selling posters. And somehow became a millionaire. And he's a self-made man, and he's trying to mold his children. He's got one girl who could have qualified for the Olympics. Did she qualify for the Olympics? I don't think the Olympics happening. It's something I've tweeted that, or I'd like to tweet something of that nature. So Daniel Dubois' father was a self-made man. Yes. Rich kid. I don't know if he was brought up with a silver spoon in his mouth. I just think they were brought up comfortable. That's what I think. Brought up comfortable. Iron Kong. I think that's the situation as I see it. Any trainer who takes on Dubois is going to have to deal with his father. I think his father's brought him so far, brought him this far with his guidance. And it's one of them things. Any trainer that Daniel Dubois is going to be dealing with has to realize it's going to be a family thing.
As you said, that's a good thing and a bad thing, right? Yeah. But Daniel Dubois is also a grown man now, right? And he gonna have to build a different rapport away from, because what is a good thing? You're close to your son. Sometimes being around the parent who might have helped to stunt your emotional growth, you always tend to cow to that parent, right? And you never blossom into anything else. So as long as your father keeps hovering around, you never get a chance to come out the shell. And Daniel always seems to be in a shell. And I think they have a rather, from what I read, they have a rather large home, and Daniel still lives in the home with all the rest, with Caroline and the rest of them. And I just think that Mark Tibbs did it right. That's not for me. Most people don't like dealing with parents who are like this, who are overbearing. Maybe his father might think he's doing the right thing, but in my opinion, he might be stunting Daniel Dubois' growth. That's just me.
Boom, boom, boom. That is certainly an opinion I have heard Can be a good thing, can be a bad thing, can be both things at different times. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Maybe it's time to cut the umbilical cord. Me, I'm kind of like on the side of the father, but I understand. I'm kind of like on the side of the protective father, but I do understand that at some point you got to cut the apron strings. And,
I mean, sorry,
carry on, carry on.
no, I mean, I'm saying like it's cool you could be around, you know, but you cannot get in between the fighter and the trainer, especially if it's not hurting your son. But it can't be that I'm there and I have to be looking to you for like I'm the trainer and I got to keep looking to the father for confirmation.
Yeah.
And I have to worry about what the father would say to me if I tell his son do this. Like, no, don't tell him that. He don't need to do that. And all right then, you know, well, go ahead, leave.
It's a
You know what I'm
tricky
saying
one,
you
It's a tricky one.
but then no trainer is gonna be perfect, and no trainer because then the father needs to train him himself. Then you know, if that's the case, train him himself. If nobody's ever good enough for you, train him yourself.
Yeah. It's interesting because now Shane McGuigan, who personally I prefer over Mark Tibbs. I prefer Shane McGuigan as a trainer. I think he's got a little bit more finesse to his style. Style seems to have a little bit more finesse, seem to be a bit more wrinkles. Of course, he's the son of Barry. So Barry would have been talking all about technique as a youngster. So I think he's in damn good hands with Barry McGuigan. It's going to be interesting to see how the relationship works, whether McGuigan has said, whether the father might have learned something. Maybe the father has learned something. If Tibbs' story is true, which that he was the one who cut the cord, if that is true, then maybe Dubois' father, Dubois Senior, maybe will have learned something from that situation, and maybe he goes forward a little bit more aware of that his input, although it's meant to be positive, can be inadvertently negative. Maybe he's learned that he has to just check himself a little bit, stand back a little bit, consult with the trainer for sure, but don't stifle the fighter-trainer relationship. Hopefully they've had that conversation and they're going to be going good. They're going to be good going forward with Shane McGuigan, who I do rate highly as a trainer. Boom, boom, boom. No fake news here. No fake news here. You get it all from the horse's mouth. Bad eye genes, I don't know. I don't know if he's got bad genes for the eyes. He may or he may not. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Ain't easy getting up at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping silk sheets. Marvin Hagler, R.I.P. champ. Yeah, but it seems like he's been getting up at 5 a.m. His work ethic appears to be very good. I think otherwise we would have heard about it. So yeah, let's get it. Let's see how it goes forward. Offer of 20 milli. What an absolute joker. Okay, so you've guessed it. We're going to it. We're going to the big one. And how do I set this up? I know how to set it up, but where the hell? What is this? Okay, we can get rid of that now. Daniel Dubois, Mark Tibbs have split, just in case I didn't make that clear. Okay, Thomas McGregor up in the building. Who else we got? Anybody that I've missed? Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. And don't be afraid to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Like to see Triple D move over to the US to be trained, get out of his comfort zone, and grow up a little bit. Okay, that's an interesting observation. Got to loosen Big Papa Dubois. Got to loosen the apron strings, perhaps. Needs head movement. Maybe just froze. Froze? Did he freeze? I don't know if he froze. I hope Triple D rises like a phoenix. Yeah, there's a lot of goodwill. There's a lot of goodwill for him out there. No doubt. What's this here? ERF boxing up in the building. Reminds me of Green Street. Bother getting jealous of Pete. Pete has a new friend. I watched that film, can't remember that film. Watch that film, can't remember that film. Okay, where we at? Okay, AK Super Duper up in the building. TKO 22 up in the building. Good to have you. Okay, let's get into this Shiznick. Let's go, Anthony Joshua. Let's see if we can navigate this smoothly. We might be able to do it. Okay. So in case you haven't seen the video, in case you haven't heard, what's the word? What's going on here? Better than Darkman, Rafi. What's better than Darkman? I bet you don't even know. I bet you've never even watched the Darkman. I bet you've never even watched it. And what's better than the Darkman? That's a great film. The Darkman is a great and a highly underrated film. I found it thoroughly enjoyable. Okay, so let's get into this shizzle. Where is it? Okay, so social media. Anthony Joshua took to social media to express himself. You'll remember that only a few days ago, it was a Monday, Rafi raised the question, should Anthony Joshua be more outspoken at times? Should he be more outspoken at times? I said it on Monday, and I'll be damned if Anthony Joshua is not a regular listener to the show. MTK will be sending Rafi a cease and desist notice shortly. Damn. I wonder how one of their cease and desist notices look. I perish the thought. Okay, so what we're looking at here, Tyson the Conman Fury. Okay, so Anthony Joshua, nobody can tell me that Anthony don't listen to the show, because as I said it over here, I said it on the Monday, talked about it more on the Wednesday, the Tuesday. The next thing you know, by the Wednesday, Anthony Joshua kicked into gear. And this is what he had to say. And also, I got to give Beeb credit. He was saying, nah, it's not going to happen. Undisputed won't be next. It won't be next. I'm saying it's going to be next. I'm saying that Hearn will make the fight. Beeb saying, no, it's going to be Fury versus Wilder. I'm saying Hearn will make the fight. And I guess we were both right. Because Undisputed was not next. It was Fury and Wilder. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. But I was also right. And I said that Hearn would make the fight. He would do everything that he needed to do. He would get the venue. He would get the site fee. And he would get the date. And he did all of those things. And if Tyson Fury didn't sign the last piece of paper that he needed to sign, well, hey, Anthony Joshua said he was signed for. But anyway, so we were both right. But me, I went further. I've gone further than 99.9% of the channels. All the big channels have missed it. It was little Rafi. It was little Rafi and Boxing Talk with Rafi. Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio that put all the pieces together, in my opinion. Because it was over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio that we figured out that Tyson Fury and Bob Arum were in on a scam. Arum, the chief architect of the scam, and Tyson Fury, his willing accomplice. It was over here at the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio, the third channel, the first channel in the UK to break the news, third channel worldwide, that the arbitrator had arrived at an adverse decision, adverse for Unified, adverse for Undisputed, but good for Tyson Fury and what's his name, Bob Arum, and also, of course, Deontay Wilder. And I'll tell you why before I begin. I'll tell you why. Because Tyson Fury could have fought Deontay Wilder last year, 2020, multiple occasions, but it would have been in the pandemic. And I arrived at the decision that they didn't want to fight in the pandemic. So Tyson Fury, Bob Arum took a flight to the home of the arbitrator. What's his name? Mr. Weinstein. We did this all live right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio, Monday and Tuesday. We solved the riddle, Columbo style. Right here on the Raphael Dawkins, and I see a lot of channels still struggling to catch up. Some are still blaming Deontay Wilder. It ain't his fault. It actually proves that he was right. The damn thing had not expired. But it was a master stroke. It's a master stroke of treachery that Aaron pulled alongside the Tyson Fury in making it seem as if they didn't want to fight Wilder again, and they wanted to fight Joshua when they had no intention of fighting Joshua. A lot of channels don't realize that yet. They're still talking about step aside. They're still talking about how can we make step aside work? Can we get the money to give to Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder don't want step aside. They just wanted this. They want to fight outside of the pandemic era. They didn't want to fight in a pandemic era. They wanted to fight outside the pandemic era. So they use people. They use people. They use the public. They used Eddie Hearn. They used Anthony Joshua's name. Really, not to build up the undisputed fight, but to build up the damn trilogy fight with Deontay Wilder over there in the Allegiant Stadium. And talking about the Allegiant Stadium, Bob Arum has already got the place booked. I think it's for July 24th. He's got it booked for July 24th. It's crazy, yo. Big letdown. Big letdown. It was all premeditated. It was premeditated. Tyson Fury, the Conman, Bob Arum, we expected of him. We expected of him because, you know, the promoter, they got to make money. They got to make money by any means necessary. That's how they roll. But Tyson Fury presents himself as a man of the people. I ain't feeling that at all, and I don't think the people are feeling that. He ain't no man of the people. He's a man for himself. Okay, let's get into these tweets now. Let's get into these tweets. Okay, so Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua says, the world now sees you for the fraud which you are. You've let boxing down. You lied to the fans and led them on. Use my name for clout, not for a fight. Bring me any champion fighter who can handle their business correctly. Iron Kong.
I think Joshua is absolutely correct, right? And I was glad he did that last night because Tyson Fury needs to be told what it is, right? You know, I said before on this show, Tyson Fury got more mileage from the Matchroom show, the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders show than he would in any Top Rank show. Tyson Fury turned that into the Tyson Fury event. You hardly heard anything about Billy Joe Saunders. What you saw was Tyson Fury roaming about in the crowd in his ugly shirts, roaming around. Oh, Tyson Fury this, you know, IFL TV filled up the YouTube area with all kind of Tyson Fury videos. So he went on Eddie Hearn's podcast. He did all this work with all types of channels, even on The Zone. The Zone even gave him airtime because The Zone is thinking, you know what? The trilogy, the Undisputed is coming up. Let's just start building it now. Lo and behold, Tyson Fury was using that event to keep his name relevant in people's mouths, to keep his face relevant because they knew what was coming. They knew what was the plan. Use Eddie Hearn for all you could use him for. Use him for clout. Use him for attention. Use him for all of that because Top Rank can't do it for you. Top Rank has an Undisputed fight coming up Saturday and hardly anybody talking about it outside of the hardcore boxing fans. So he can't use that event to market himself. No, use Eddie Hearn's big event, Matchroom's big event. Keep tying your name to Anthony Joshua so we can keep you relevant. So when the Deontay Wilder trilogy come around, well, we don't have to do much marketing. People are already hearing about you because Bob Arum does not promote anymore. He does not promote anymore. So I did a stream and I likened it to the cuckoo bird. Yeah. Right? There was this the cuckoo bird is known to lay its eggs in other birds' nest.
Yeah.
Right? One second.
No problem.
So
yeah.
So I was saying, so it's like a cuckoo bird, right? So Bob Arum is a cuckoo bird parent, and Tyson Fury is the young cuckoo bird. He lays the egg in somebody else's nest. And cuckoo birds, what they do, they're a parasitic type of bird. So what they do, they lay the egg in there, the egg hatches, and the bird who owns the nest comes back, sees this strange baby bird, and starts feeding that bird. Because the cuckoo bird is bigger than all the other birds, it ends up eating more and using the surrogate parent as its host. Bob Arum,
Anthony Joshua, and Eddie Hearn were the surrogate parents. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So Bob Arum put his big ass egg in a matchroom nest to leech off of the sustenance of matchroom and Anthony Joshua to build his fighter without him having to lift a finger. That's what it is. Tyson Fury and them are out. These guys are remorse. These guys are leeches. You know what I'm saying? These guys are scavengers, bro. You know, they go around and you tell lies to people. I'm glad Joshua called him on and told him, bro, you are a fraud. You are a fraud. You lied to the people. And I'm glad that the people in the Twitter sphere largely agreed. They knew what was happening. You were right, Rafi. They booked this stadium a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's what it is, man. That's my thought. This guy's a cuckoo bird.
Let's have a look. What some people saying in the chat. Terry Tibbs. Dang, that's a handsome fella right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Dang. I bet you get all the girls, Terry. You get all the girls, Terry.
Maserati, talk to me.
Maserati. Where the hell's a Maserati? I was a fan of Fury, but I think he's a sellout now. He's become everything he's criticized AJ for over the years. He's just a corporate shill now. OMG. Pete says agreed. Agreed, Terry Tibbs. What's going on here? Terry, I agree. Fury lost the trust now. Whatever trust you had in Fury, I never had none. Never had none. But what the people who still did have trust, he's done them dirty. I don't know what his fans are saying. They don't really come over here too much, I don't think. But some of his fans are here. So I guess Kal-El was a fan. He's a fan. But he's definitely lowered his stock with his fans. Let's have a look here. I'm disgusted by Fury. Wrong fight to get a new trainer. Well, I mean, he was a new trainer. He was a new trainer anyway, wasn't he? Tibbs was a new trainer. Tibbs only had one session with him. Tibbs the younger. What's going on here? I did not change my tune, sir. You did not change your tune? Okay, hold on a second. Let's see. Let's drop a link in for the fight doctor. And anybody else who wants to get in on here. So what's this here? Terry Tibbs. No doubt I get all the girls in my... Oh, I never saw that. You saw that before me, Con. That's what you were talking. The Maserati Terry. We're going to call him Maserati Terry. What's going on? Right. Okay. Right. What did he say? No doubt. Okay. No doubt. Yes. Okay. So let's get back into this shiznix. What we got here? Need to blow this up just a little bit, I think. Where are we? Okay. So there we are. So then Tyson Fury responded. You're more full of ish than Eddie, spouting absolute. Your full team knew there was an arbitration going on. It was out of my hands, but I tell you what, if I'm a fraud, let's fight this weekend bare knuckle till one man quits. Let's put up 20 mil each. Now, this is very interesting. Because earlier on in the week, a day or two ago, Tyson Fury came out and said, Tyson Fury came out and said, Deontay Wilder wants 20 mil to step aside. No chance, mate. I'll see you in the ring and knock you out even quicker than I did last time. But here's the contradiction now. Let's stay with me. Stay with me. If you've seen the video, then you already know. If you haven't, then you won't. But here we go. Fury saying put up 20 mil each, and then we fight on the cobbles, bare knuckle. But a better idea. Why not give that 20 mil to Deontay Wilder? Because that's what he wants, to step aside. So you say. So you give that 20 mil to Deontay Wilder. You're supposed to be making 100 mil. That leaves you with 80 mil. So you can fight Joshua for 80 mil. But you're saying you want to fight him for 20 mil. How does that make any sense? You give the 20 million to Deontay Wilder. That leaves you with 80 mil. And you fight Anthony Joshua over in Saudi in August 14th for 80 mil. But you're saying you want to fight him for 20 mil. Where's the sense in that? Iron Kong.
Sound like Tom Little challenging Eubank Jr. to a fight on some cobbles. All these fake bad man, these gypsies be. You know what I'm saying?
MG. Carry on.
He seemed to be stuck on his $20 million because he came out on his Instagram talking about, oh, Wilder wanted $20 million to step aside. Now here he is with another $20 million for Anthony Joshua to fight on, in the street. What is man talking about? You see, this how you know somebody telling a lie. 20 million stuck in his head. So Wilder wants 20 million. You're not gonna give him that, but you want to give Anthony Joshua $20 million so he could rough you up on the road, right? Why not just take that 20 million you got for Anthony Joshua for a street fight and just give it to Wilder then? Since you claim Wilder asked, I don't believe Wilder asked for no man.
No.
I don't believe he asked for no man. No. Tyson Fury is lying.
Yeah.
He's trying to save face. And it came out, a few people under that same post told him the same thing. Bro, if Wilder asked for 20 million, why you want to fight for 20 million on the street? Just give him the 20 million. since you have 20 million just lying around.
Yeah.
Just give Wilder the $20 million that you claim he asked for. The man is such a bad liar, right? It's just really, really disgusting that he still has fans. But people will overlook anything. I mean, anything, Rafi.
Anything.
That's why I wasn't an Anthony Joshua fan before. But when you look at people's characters inside and outside the ring, I got to respect Femi. I got to respect him. You check? I got to respect the youth. And I got to say, I could back this man. I can't back people like Tyson Fury them. Yeah. Inside or outside, I can't back man like that. Fake bad man thing where you got $20 million for being knuckle fight. You don't be a knuckle fighter, Joe. Fake bad man thing, man. Joke thing.
Oh my gosh, yo! And all of that shiznix was exposed right here on the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. The big channels, they're just trying to catch up. They're still like 3-4 days behind. They're still trying to fathom what we worked out on Monday. Today is Thursday. OMG. Okay, so Anthony Joshua responds. If there was an arbitration going on, why announce to the world that we are fighting? The fight was signed, undisputed. Bare knuckle, you're a good kid. Don't play with me, Luke. I'll slap your bald head and you'll do nothing. Waste man. Sane. My gosh. I asked Anthony Joshua. I told Anthony Joshua, listen, told him on Monday. You all heard. I said, listen, you gotta take off the good guy hat every now and then. You gotta take off the good guy hat and just rest it one side. You can come pick it up again later.
But Rafi,
yo,
if Femi is a listener to the show, Femi, could you just please drop an anonymous show sponsorship? We'll take about a £500. Don't worry about that. We need a new can. We need a new whatever. Sponsor the show. You got some good advice.
Yeah, £500 a month, Femi. £500 a month. We can work with that. We can do some necessary upgrades. You know, yeah. I need a female assistant.
Oh.
I need an intern. I need a Monica Lewinsky. I need a Monica Lewinsky over here.
Talk to me.
Monica, if you're out there, we're gonna have a uniform for you. So every time you come to work, you put on the uniform, you leave the uniform here. We get it dry clean for you. We get it dry clean for you over here at the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. So there's no problems with any dresses that need cleaning. Let's have a look. Would Rafi take the MTK Global money? Well, listen, it's all about the negotiation. If they can give me the sponsorship and accept that I will remain impartial, if they can do that, then yes, we can work something out. So long as I can remain independent. Of course, in relationships, every relationship is about give and take. So okay, right. I think we've covered everything. Always there. Hold on. Always a reason why Fury is ducking a fight. Klitschko rematch, Price, AJ fight, and Fury came back from retirement. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Couldn't jump a 4-foot fence, led boots. OMG. Does he say that here? And this one is this one where he said that. Okay, let's get back into that anyway. He's got a couple more tweets to look at. Hold on a second. What's going on here? OMG. It's the EJ Boxing Live. EJ
Oh,
Boxing.
yes. What's going on, Iron Kong? What's going on, Rafi?
Yeah,
So you
man.
got the
EJ in the house.
It's all
Yes,
good,
bro.
EJ.
What's up?
No. When you say no, you can't just say EJ. You have to say EJ Boxing Live. You can't just say EJ. Can't call him EJ. It's EJ.
Nah,
Boxing
EJ.
Live.
When that introduction, EJ Boxing Live, but from like short, it's like Rafi, innit? We don't say Rafi Dawkins, innit? So
Yeah.
hey, Hey, you got the breaking news that Billy Joe Saunders retired, right?
Stop.
Nah, bro, this came down the tubes, bro. This came down the tubes. Swear down on Sky Sports, bro.
Talk about it while I look for it.
I'll send it. I'll send you on WhatsApp right now, right?
Oh.
No. Don't send it in WhatsApp. Send it in the private. Send it in. No.
I'll send you on WhatsApp, bro. I'll send you on what because that's where I got it.
It's not gonna work for me on WhatsApp because I won't be able to pull it up on the screen. Send you're on the show now. You can put that. It's on that. I'm with you now, so I'm on my phone right now. Like that's a whole heap of thinking. But like, go just check the Sky Sports thing. It's on Sky Sports. You see it for yourself.
Oh my God, yes. There, I'll put it here.
Okay, put it in the private. Put it in the wherever.
Yeah.
Wherever
Bro,
you put it.
When I saw that, I said, yo, my brethren, amateur, bro. When he saw that, he said, bruv, are they trying so hard to get sympathy from this guy? I mean, bruv, we're just trying to forget about him, and here we go. I said, listen, this guy.
Wait, hold on. No, that's not retirement. My bad, Rafi. That's not it.
Okay.
Go ahead, EJ. Sorry.
I'm tired, bro. Hold on, let me see if I can find it for you in 1 minute.
Yeah, send it whichever way you can send it. If it's only
I got to do it on my other phone. I can't. I said this guy. When I saw it, I just shocked. I thought you'd be on it. Like let me just send it over, car. I mean, I said to myself, this guy. I mean, you get your first taste of a beating, and that was it. You're gone. That's it. You don't want no more. There we go. Yeah. SkySports.com. No, 1 second. Right. 1 second. Yeah. Billy Joe's, Sky Sports. I'm gonna have to send it to I'll send it into the Google Hangout, the Google thing, innit?
Yeah. That's better for me.
All right. Yeah.
This one I posted just says he feels bad or whatever. It doesn't
got
say
a real bad feeling that EJ's got it wrong.
Nah, this one just says Billy Joe's retirement.
Feeling that you got it wrong, EJ, because what I brought
I'll just
up.
go quick. Saunders corners dispute. Oh, disputes the eye jam. Oh yeah. I thought he retire.
You read it wrong.
I read it wrong.
No, you read it wrong, but that's no problem. No harm, no foul.
Right. That would have been news though.
That's another exclusive. Because I was the first one in the UK to break the news on a live show anyway. What's his name? That Deontay Wilder had won the arbitration. So that would have been 2 scoops in 1 week. Yeah.
We're
a few scoops because we bust it open on Monday. Other channels are still trying to catch up. Other channels are still trying to figure out what we figured out on Monday. They're still on Sunday. We're on Thursday. we bust this damn thing open on the Monday, and then we bust it open even more on the Thursday when I was the first to reveal, certainly in the UK, that somebody revealed it to me. Mark Johnson revealed it to me that that Arum and Fury had gone to mediation to the man's house. I knew they'd gone to a meeting. I know that, yeah. I did not know that they'd gone to the damn man's house, Weinstein's house. That was a dinner party. That was a dinner party. That was a dinner party where they cooked up how they were going to announce the thing, announce that Wilder had won, which is what they wanted, because they wanted to fight Wilder, but they didn't want to fight him under pandemic rules, lockdown rules. They wanted to fight him once the lockdown had ended, because they wanted to get every penny they could get from the ticket sales. They're going to be expensive tickets, and they wanted to get that fleece money. And I don't know anywhere else that came up with that hypothesis that I came up with. That was on the Monday show. Well, certainly on the Monday show and then the Tuesday show. It got locked in. I don't know if anyone else has come up with that hypothesis before I express that view right here on Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. So it's full of nutrition. We bust open the whole case, busted it open right here on Tuesday. Other channels, big channels, huge channels, they still haven't caught up yet. It's crazy.
Well, it's crazy. Yeah. Big news still going on. I mean, the AJ there's some people I know who never like AJ. They've jumped on board. They've jumped on board with him, man.
Why?
And it's like the pendulum has swung. And Tyson Fury, he looks like he under fire hard. Him and his fan base, boy, they're gonna have to take some licks, man, because the fans are not gonna blame AJ, because AJ is the golden boy, and they certainly ain't gonna blame Eddie Hearn, right? And Bob Arum and Dusty Frank Warren, they're getting rinsed out right now. They're getting rinsed every which way turn. But you know the thing is, all that doesn't matter, right?
The conmen. Huh? The conmen. They've been proved to be conmen. It's proven. They're conmen.
Yeah, but you know how it is, Rafi, man. They're only conmen until the next fight, bro. And then we forget about it. You know, when the Wilder Fury fight happened, bro, no one's gonna be thinking about that. No one cares about that stuff there, you know. That's how we are. We're very fickle like that. 1 minute we're on these people, but next minute they deliver what we want and they're the best ever. You know? That's how it is, man. Eddie was rich for a bit, but hey, he held his corner. Everything you said, that's what Eddie said. I didn't know, I wasn't sure, I wasn't aware, and all the stuff he was saying, and you know, and most people are gonna believe it. But yeah, at the same time, it's like, right, how can incompetent are you gonna be? But then when it looks like it, Bob Byram and Frank Warren set him up. Like they set him up to promote Wilder 3, and it's hard pressed that Eddie Hearn was eager, but that's his naivety. Now his dad must have said to him, "Look, that's why I told you, son. You need to take time." Eddie don't want to deal with Coogan. Eddie's not dealing with Coogan in regards to, in any interview, because he don't want that heat. If I was Eddie, in fact, Eddie's probably staying away from social media for about a month because he's that burnt up.
What kind of who's gonna get the heat if Eddie speaks to Coogan?
No. What I'm saying is that he doesn't want to get into a conversation about that because he's sensitive. You know what I'm saying? It's raw. It's too raw. The man's been doing it for months, breaking his neck down there, jumping on plane flights, going down to Saudi Arabia in the bloody heat, coming back, talking to Frank Warren, millions of phone calls back on, and them lot just lying to. They knew what was going on. I mean, he went by a handshake and a promise to say, "Look, don't worry about it. We're sorted. It's okay, kids. You know, I'm an attorney. We'll beat this case." Go, "You sure, Bob?" You know, Eddie goes, "You sure? Are you sure that you would win it?" "Oh, worry, we've got it, kid. It's all in the bag." And he goes, "Call him, Bob. What's going on? What exactly gone on?" "Well, we lost the case, kid. You know, that's what happens." Because you set me up, innit? No. It just happens. It happens. You set me the fuck. You know, he must have missed it, bro.
Yeah.
You can imagine the conversation, innit? He rich because you set me up. All because Eddie tried to do purse bids with Teofimo Lopez. That's what it was about. That's all it was about. Because Bob said, "Stay out my business."
Yeah.
Bob's dread. He's going out in flames. That guy's a legend, bro. That guy's a legend. He's going out in smoke. That's my take.
Yes, yes, yes. And we're going to get through the last couple of tweets, social media messages sent between, well, from Anthony Joshua. Tyson pulls out of one more fight and any remaining goodwill will vanish. Maybe, but you know, the fans are fickle. You know what I'm saying? The fans are fickle. Pure WWFs. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and of course, if you want to hit the support button. Yeah, some people call it the super chat button. I call it the support button. And James Dealey has just done exactly that. And you can too, if you're enjoying the content. It's 32 people watching now. Give me a second. Let me go over to the YouTubes and see how many people. Let me reload that shiznix and see how many people have hit the like. Okay, so there's 32 people, but only 24 likes. Yeah, let's try and get that up, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's get back into these texts. Texts? What are they? Not texts. They're tweets. Let's get into these tweets. These last couple of tweets. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see if you can see what I can see. Yes, yes, yes. Bright and clear. Okay, so Anthony Josh, have I done it? I'll slap. Let me just read this and then get to the next one, bro. This is worth reading again because Anthony Joshua followed instructions to a T. Did exactly what I said he should do on the Monday. And I think by the Wednesday, he was on it. Okay. If there was an arbitration going on, why announce to the world that we are fighting? The fight was signed, undisputed. Bare knuckle, you're a good kid. Don't play with me, Luke. I'll slap your bald head and you'll do nothing. Waste man. Sane. Okay. And let me navigate my way out of that. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Can I go forward? Can I go forward? Okay. This is tricky as hell. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. So Tyson Fury goes, not going into detail online. You'll slap me about, will you? You dosser. Please come and try. Boom. I'm waiting. Femi, aka Bottle Job. What? Bottle? What are you bottle? 24/7, 36/5. I'm ready. I'll smoke Wilder first. Then you get yours as well. So right there, Tyson Fury admits that there ain't no messing up. There ain't no negotiating going on from his point of view, trying to get the undisputed. He don't want it. He just said right there, I'll smoke Wilder first, then you'll get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said in the video, Tyson Fury's next fight will be against Deontay Wilder. A lot of big channels out there struggling. They're saying, well, maybe if they do this and they do that, then they'll be fighting over his. No. Just get with the program. Watch Boxing Talk with Rafi so you can get updated and with the program. There ain't going to be no undisputed fight first. It's going to be Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. Please stop misleading the people. Just tell them to come over here so they can get the truth. It says it out of his own mouth. I'll smoke Wilder first, then you will get it. That's where they're going, folks. That's what they're doing. That the delay. He didn't want to fight in 2020. Didn't want to fight in 2020 under COVID restrictions. No. They're waiting for now where they can fight in the Allegiance Stadium. And I think it's going to be full. Is that right? Full? Allegiance Stadium? It's going to be full. There ain't going to be no restrictions. Hardly any, if at all. Just like down in where is it, Texas, when Billy Joe fought Canelo, got his eye socket, got his eye busted, and he still ain't seen the what do you call them, the X-rays. But anyway, so yeah, slap me about, will you? Oh really? What is this? You're not about the bare knuckle life. A barrier held you back. Not even a bouncer. OMG. And there we see the melee. There we see the melee. We're going to switch back to Tyson in a second. And you'll see that he got stopped by a barrier. His calming hand, the calming hand, reaching out the calming hand. There's Tom, makes a run for it. Oh. And Tom is down. Tyson Fury jumps up, but he can't get over the barrier. He's got the healing hand out. And so he couldn't even make it over the barrier. And there is the barrier. There is the barrier. You see, it's around waist height. Could have just hopped over that. You are not about that bare knuckle life. A barrier held you back, not even a bouncer. Iron Kong.
Listen, Tyson Fury didn't want, I told you before, he didn't want to mess up his nice pretty blows. So he didn't want to hop over there, even though that little fat guy got over. Tom Saunders, old drunk backside got over. But Tyson Fury, you couldn't just hop over and try. Nobody said throw a punch, but at least try drag the guy out of trouble.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Don't try fight. Just going to like, hold up. Because if Tyson Fury goes over the barrier, the bouncers automatically going to stop for a while. Like, oh, who's this big dude? And all Tyson has to say, hold on, let me get him go. Let me move it. I'll move it. Yeah. And he could at least try and explain who he is. But no, he stays behind a little barrier. And he's like, and as you say, he extends the healing hand, while Billy Joe Saunders' father getting mashed up over there, which was wonderful, by the way. He was looking for that all week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he got that.
He
jumped over the fence. He actually attacked the security guard.
Yes.
And he get handled. And that's all right. I like to see them things. You check? So in my opinion, Anthony Joshua won that Twitter fight by stoppage.
Oh gosh.
And Tyson Fury, Luke Fury, has to find something else to do because that dude is a fraud. I've been telling people he's a fraud. I don't like Luke at all. I hope, it's weird. I want Anthony Joshua to beat up Kubrat Pulev. Yeah. Then go like China or something fighting. Usyk. Usyk, same difference. And then go China and fight that dude, Zili Zhang, who had like respiratory issues.
Zili Zhang Bang One.
Fight him in China this year. Do not give Luke Fury no opportunity. This guy is not trustworthy.
I'm saying the same damn thing. I don't
let Dillian White exercise his mandatory at WBC. And Dillian White gets his shot. Make Luke Fury fight Dillian White.
Yeah. Beautiful. How does he do that?
Well, Dillian White got back his number one, his rankings in the WBC. I expect Luke to beat Deontay Wilder, and that would leave Dillian White there, as the number one guy again because Usyk is above Dillian White in the WBC.
Love it. I love
Usyk gonna get beat up by Joshua.
Yeah,
and that will push up Dillian White, and he needs to force his mandatory. Make Luke fight Dillian White. No easy touches no more, man. No.
I love it. EJ Boxing. We saw it there. What does it say? You're not about that bare knuckle life. A barrier held you back. Not even a bouncer. It was a barrier.
Bruh, listen, everything you guys are saying is right on point, boy. Listen, the thing is different, right? You see Tyson Fury, he's kind of known in America. But in the UK, Anthony Joshua wields a lot of power. When he calls you a fraud, his fans call you a fraud, and then you become a fraud. And it's hard to even argue about. And the thing is, he hasn't said it. He goes, oh, well, you called me a fraud. You knew about the arbitration. That's not my business to know about. You promised that you're going to have a fight. You said it was all clear. And then what makes him a fraud, and this is what kills it, you made a video the day before saying it's all done. I talked to the president. I talked to the prime minister. That's what kills it. You see, the thing is, has he forgot what he's done? Like this, the evidence is, if this is court, this is why they lost in court, because they're stupid. It's like this guy is not there. And the thing is, there's this guy called YB. Yeah, he made a point when Fury's dad. When we're travelers, we're fighting men and all that stuff, right? When Billy Joe Saunders went down and Tyson Fury saw that, Then he saw Billy Joe Saunders' dad get pops. If you look at that clip, that clip you got there, you see Tyson Fury looking around. And you saw YB said what he was looking for. He was looking for a fix. He was looking to get a bag of smack, go to a hotel with Ricky Hatton and sit in a hotel and snort up their nose. And you see what, and that right that day, he must have called Frank Warren, who said, "Where's the money? The money's not sent over. The money's not sent over." I'm like, hold on a minute. So you know this thing weren't going on, but you want to rape Eddie Hearn of money. Smartly, Eddie never sent you nothing, not a drop. But they kept them forcing it, right? And you see Fury come out with his crackhead self. You know what I mean? They must have gave him a fix. I don't know what they gave him, right? For him to go on bloody Twitter, yeah, it's done. The fight's done. Everything's sorted. And then next, the arbitration. And then, bruv, of course you're a fraud. You are a bloody fraud. And there's nothing. You know what? As the more it goes on, Eddie Hearn could say more, but he can't deal with Bob because Bob would sue him, yeah? Eddie don't need to say nothing. Just let this thing marinate and let people are not stupid, man. They're not stupid. This man, and this goes into the question when people, and this what kills it now, right? I talk to people that's casual. They're telling me, right, that Wilder might be telling the truth about everything. That means the gloves, everything, because you know what? Prove Wilder wrong about a lot of things he said. He said he was going to get the rematch. He said blah, blah, blah. As far as I'm concerned, everything Wilder, apart from what's not been proven about the drugs, that the referee was drugged and this, that, the other, that's unproven. But the majority of stuff he's saying, people are saying, well, boy, maybe they got a point about Fury. Maybe he done the gloves. Maybe all that. And why is it that they don't want to see Wilder? He don't want to see Wilder. He doesn't want, even though I agree with Iron Con that I think Fury win, that's based on the training and all that stuff there, and Malik and all them things there. But let me tell you something, bro. Wilder is one of them guys there that you just don't know how to deal with him. He has an X factor that he can hit you with any punch and you can go to sleep or you can get knocked down. And Fury knows that. And when he's coming into that fight, he's going into the most furious fight of his career. And he's the favorite. And that's another thing. He's the favorite. This fight, for Fury's legacy, yes, it would be his first defense of his career. He's going into a fight where a man viciously hates you but he believes that you cheated on him. Bruv, this is not good, bruv. In these circumstances, he better go in that hotel and start snorting with Javon Hill. Javon Hill looks like I don't know what he's on. They're waving, listening to rock music and all them things there. You lot are all crazy. Fury's got you singing there, singing. What's that song he came down to the ring with? He's got you. He's got you singing. Yeah, I'm crazy. He's got them all singing that song, bruv. But let's tell you right now, no one's going to be dancing when this is all done. It's going to end in misery. And you see how he's feeling? And you see what he saw? He saw his friend Billy Joe Saunders. He saw the future. That's what's going to happen to him. I'm done.
You got a glimpse into the future. OMG. Well, you got a glimpse into the future, and now he's going to get a glimpse into the past because, Brian, this was retweeted by Anthony Joshua. Brian, Irish Brian, 24. Says 20 million. The homeless are still waiting on the 7 million promised them 2 years ago. Yeah, big bum. And that was retweeted by Anthony Joshua. And I think that was the Twitter exchange betwixt Joshua and Luke Fury. OMG. Was this year. Wilder used every excuse in the book and every trick in the book when he came out and said, and announced that, good news, folks, good news. It's that the contract's come through, everything's good. We're going over there, we're fighting in Saudi. It's all systems go. And I can't really do the show without going into that. What's his name? Gypsy King. Let's pull that up. We have to pull up that clip because that is the face of a bare-faced liar. Where is it? No, he was wearing the white vest, wasn't he? Don't tell me he's taking it down. Do not tell me he has taken it down. Don't tell me that. OMG. Let me share my screen with you so you can see for yourselves. Let me share. this with you so you can see me scrolling through. Don't tell me he has taken it down. Where is he in the white vest? Where is he? Oh my gosh. OMG. He's taking it down. That message he left on Sunday saying, yes, we got the fight made. It's all good. It's all signed. Everything's signed. Everything's good. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. I know it. Go on then. Talk. What's he saying?
Today is your day, people.
Oh my gosh.
Today is the day to say yes to the new you. You know, I've been down to the floor as low as any man can ever go. And I've been right the way to the top, as high as any man can go. And I stand here today as a two-time undefeated, two-time lineal heavyweight champion of the world. 13 years later, people, today's your day to make a difference in this time. What do we have on this planet? We only have time that belongs to us. Time is the most precious commodity that God gave to us. When he created us all them years ago, he said you can have everything, but you can't have everything. You can have anything rather, but you can't have everything. You know, the most blessed thing we have is time. How will you spend your time? How will you be remembered? Are you going to be one of those people who says, if I woulda, shoulda, coulda, I didn't because, it wasn't me because? Or are you going to be one of those people who says, yes, I did all I could in my power to achieve what I could be, to be the best version of me? You want to wake up every morning early. The one who gets to bed early will rise early. The early bird catches the worm every single time. Without sacrifice and dedication, we have nothing. We have nothing. It's good to play. It's good to play hard. It's good to play games. But, you know, the most important thing that we have is to work hard and show a good work ethic and inspire those people around us so that they may be successful as well in their journeys and their trials and tribulations. No one said it's going to be easy. No one said it will be easy, because it's going to be fucking hard, I tell you. But you know what? When you wake up on that day and you've made it and you look out your doors and you say, yes, I made it, because at one time, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, had the guts to stand up for people out there and say, you know what? Let's stand up and be counted. All the people who's down and out, all the mental health sufferers, all the drug abusers, all the alcoholics, all the prostitutes, everybody, all the meek, all the weak, all the sorrowful. This is to you. All the people who's in such a dark place where they can't get out of bed in the morning. They need that little bit of encouragement to get up. Well, you know what? This one's to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you right there who's watching this video right now. You can do it. All you've got to do is say, yes, I can. And remind yourself who you are on a daily basis. God gave his life for us so that we might have eternal life. Use this time wisely on earth, because we ain't going to get a second chance. There is not going to be no tomorrow. The Bible says, I will come back like a thief in the night, and no one will ever know the date or time. So be prepared. Today is your day. Live it. Gypsy King, peace out.
Bruv, that man needs to be bathed in holy water, bruh. You see all the...
Oh my gosh. OMG. I'm feeling demotivated. No, listen, I played it as a joke, but you know what? I can't lie. It was kind of, you made some good points in there. Can't lie. You made some good points in there. He said the early bird catches the worm.
Listen,
That's a poet right there. That's a poet.
Most of the scoundrels, yeah, are in church, you know, because they do wickedness. And the next week, as soon as they step their foot out, they're back on the bender, and then they come back in again. It's like a repeat. Remember that the church is supposed to be like a mental hospital, a spiritual hospital. So when he's in there doing these sermons, the next thing you know, he's got a line of coke there, and he's troubling. He's got two demons in it. When he mentioned the crackers, the prostitutes, and the mental health, that's all him. That's all he deals with, backwards and forwards. When I talked to Asbury said he was banging some gal while his wife was next door, and he was boasting to the fighters when Asbury was getting him ready for one of his fights. I goes, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, this guy ain't got no respect, bro. When Asbury, listen, that Nicholas Asbury, he opened up, bro, like exactly what this guy was, and you know, I questioned that guy to see if he was lying, and the thing is, everything. It's like a trail, like a slug trail. You know, you see a slug trail and you can follow where it's been. That's what you're dealing with, man. The man. 1 minute he'll tell you he's a pastor, and you know most pastors, they take your money and they go do what, bruv? The guy, yeah. When you listen, you're looking at mental health breakdown right in front of you. It's sad, but this guy. I mean, who does that? Come out 1 minute, tell you the fight's then the next minute it doesn't happen, and of course a man's gonna call you a fraud. Of course, man. I mean, I'm done. He needs to be bathed, yeah, in a whole week of holy water. That's all I'm saying.
OMG. Iron Kong.
Rafi, this is a madman attack to you. You check? Hey, let me tell you something. I don't care how low I get in life. I don't care how bad things get for me. The day I take advice from somebody like that, anyway, Tyson Fury is a madman. This guy, I think you just said it right. Yo, let me tell you something. I don't go to church. I'm not a Christian man, like that. You check? And people like Tyson Fury is one of the reasons why me don't go to church. You check? Me don't deal with none of them things there. All the Bible people I met is scammers. This is 419 people. These is people who call you and want to sell you some kind of new credit card service. These is wicked people. You check? If I saw that video, somebody play that video for me to bring up my spirit and make me feel better. Rafi, that might make me go outside and hang myself on my mango tree. This guy is serious. EJ, right? This man need a bath. This man need a spiritual bath with herb, not no holy one. He need like a real Obia man come and bathe him down with some herbs and some different spices and so try to get out them there. He need something stronger to deal with what inside of the man there.
Yo, Rafi, this is the man. When Wilder was bleeding out for his ear, did he not get his tongue out and try to lick the blood? Act like he was licking the blood. You see what I'm saying? See, you forget. You see, he does some scoundrels things, yeah, that you forget. Man act like he want to lick the blood when the blood was bleeding. That's what you're dealing with, you know. What you're dealing with, yeah. The man's got demons, bro. As soon as you put him into that bar, the bar turn electric, the lights start flashing, and you're looking at the portal, guys. The whole house starts shake down, bro. The man's got he got some gypsy demons. And you know the thing is, yeah, going into the fight, them travelers, I heard they put a curse on Canelo, right? And then the Mexicans, they talk to their ancestors, they put a curse on Billy Joe Saunders.
Well,
but they said the Mexicans.
That's what we reveal it over here. We reveal it over
here.
Here.
The blood.
It was a battle between the different demons.
Yeah, but the Mexican demon won out, brother, and that's what these people are on. And Billy trying to nah, man. These people, listen. When it comes to gypsies and everything, they deal with fortune telling and all them thing there, right? So 1 minute he's telling us that, next minute he's licking the blood off man's ear and he's blatantly it lying. It's like, bro, what? And the thing is, no one is ever, even in pops, never come out. Oi, son, you done wrong there. Where's his dad? Yeah, and he's such a righteous man. Where's his dad coming out and saying, you know what? You did wrong here, son. You can't say that. Where's the correction? Where's Billy Joe Saunders' correction when his son was acting that way? He wants to jump the barrier and be a criminal. Yeah, you get fling on your backside. Yes. Yeah, I mean, you're criminal. What you did was criminal. Yeah, what you did was criminal. The man didn't even go at you. The man's like, but you could even. He went for that guy's neck, man. Yeah, that guy fling him on the ground. Yeah,
exactly. The guy just stopped him and was like, "Yo, where you going?"
Yeah.
Then he attacked the security. This yoked up security guy, who's standing there minding his business, doing his job, and you run up on this dude. Of course, he gonna slam you up. Yeah, he gonna shove you down. Yeah, man, you hold that. As far as this guy knows, you're some drunk fan.
Some weirdo
jumping the fence. Bro, where you going?
The same vest. We're in the same vest for a week. What the hell? Of course, you're gonna say he's not guy with the vest. Get the hell away from here. Get thee away from me, Satan.
Yeah.
The man was roaming around a week. Roaming around a week doing IFL interviews in his one vest. No, watch his skin, nothing.
One vest.
Bro, You know what's funny, right? When you hear the interview, I feel bad for Billy Joe Saunders. No one had no sympathy for security. No one. I'm like, yo, he went for the man's neck. Everyone's talking about, no, that was out of order what the security did. I say, yo, they sound like the England football team, yeah, when there's no wrong, when there's any racism going on. You know, we didn't hear anything ourselves, you know, but we heard something, but we're not too sure. You know what I mean? The man went for the man's neck, Roger. And you're right. Ironcon's right in that sweaty tracksuit. All he saw was this sweaty hog running from trying to grab him by his neck. Said, yo, them man there. Wait, listen, Jerry Jones is a rich guy in America, and he hires the security is elite security, former NFL players. You know how fit they are. That's what that, you know, that was an American football player, because the way he pushed him down, that's what they do when they're in the scrum. Listen, that man there, Fury didn't want no part of that man there. And I see a big difference. And then you see a big one from the defense. He come from the other side, drill them in their back. They didn't want no part of that. Fighting. They didn't want no part. All they want to do is run them out. Oh, we're fighting, man. What they do, they try and use intimidation. Them man don't talk. Them man are action. The moment you do anything, they're action. They're not talking. Them man there, and that's what Fury's on. All talk, less. What did Joshua say? Let's talk, more action. And you see what happened, when Joshua come out and call you a fraud, that is a serious thing, you know. Because when it hit everyone, because man's hitting me up. These are people who are casual, right? And they seen that statement, and it's bunning hard. A lot of people say, yeah, he's a fraud. I don't know how Fury is gonna get over that. He might put himself back into the nut house after this thing. I'm telling you.
It ain't gonna be no easy riding, no plain sailing for Fury, because he got outed, man. He got outed hard. But you know something? Josh Taylor, I mean, I've been meaning to give Josh Taylor his due all week, and we got a minute each, basically, to talk about Josh Taylor versus Ramirez. I'll go first, I guess. Yeah, it's being overlooked. It's not being broadcast on any of the channels over here in the UK. It's a big disrespect. Man's going for unification. Man's going for undisputed, and it ain't on TV in the UK. This is some mad shizzle. My prediction. I'll give my prediction at the same time. I'm going for Josh Taylor. I ain't seen nothing in him that tells me that he's a quitter. The guy goes hard, and I think he's gonna beat the fight out of Ramirez. So I'm going for Josh Taylor by decision. Josh Taylor by decision, split decision, probably, yeah, as well, yeah. Okay, so the Iron Kong. What's your take on this fight, Josh Taylor versus Ramirez?
Ramirez by knockout.
Dang. Why?
Josh Taylor's a mouthy dude, and I want Ramirez to knock him out. So that's what's going to happen, right? Ramirez by knockout. I think he's a tough guy. I think he's super tough. I do think Josh Taylor had a tougher time towards his belts, but I think Ramirez is better than people give him credit for. And I think he's going to pull something out for us, but I think it's going to be a hell of I'm really looking forward to the fight. But once again, an undisputed fight is happening, and no one really knows about it, because the promoter, Bob Arum, was too busy running a scam, a long con on Matchroom and Anthony Joshua. So he had no time to promote an undisputed fight. Terrible.
Yeah, bad. And there's Terry Tibbs again. Handsome fella. I'm mesmerized. Maserati Terry. That is one. Hey. Hi, Maserati Terry. Damn, man. You're like the Tom Cruise of Bournemouth or something. Where are you from, Terry? Where are you from? Bournemouth? Skegness? It looks like you're in one of them holiday destinations up north. You know, I used to go up there as a kid. Holidays, get to ride the donkey on the beach. You look like one of them Bournemouth man, Skegness. Yeah, handsome devil gone. BJ Boxing.
Yeah, well, I agree with Con, innit? Josh Taylor, he's done well in England, and London. You know, he fought everywhere in the UK. He's no longer with the McGuigans. You know, he's there with that scam artist, that soothsayer, Ben Davis, and you know what he's about. So I don't like his chances. And only Siri Zavili, because he's with Ben Davis. He should have been out there 2 months in Las Vegas. He's been out there a month. You could see in the documentary on Top Rank, the little 30-minute episode where when Tyson Fury came in the gym, Tyson goes, "How are you feeling?" He goes, "Oh, I still feel jet lag." And Tyson goes, "You should have been over here 2 months." See, Tyson understands how America is, you know, in terms of getting acclimatized, right? But he doesn't understand because he's from Scotland and he come over, he's jet lag. And that's why probably Ben Davis left him, because my man's probably been in his bed. You know, it's only now he's just recovered. And then I see him on the press conference earlier on today and he's rolling up in man's face. I'm like, yo, you're acting like a yobbo. You come, see these man them, yeah? I look at them, yeah, because you're acting like a yobbo. You got no class. And that's where you got done for racism in Scotland when he's calling a man, some Asian man some names. I'm like, these man, you're not even a man's territory. You're rolling up. And you see Ramirez, whatever he was saying, Ramirez is cool and calm because he knows, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm not gonna touch you. The moment that bell rings, yeah, hell is coming with him. I see the training methods man's on. Yes, Joe Taylor's very talented, but people need to understand, yeah, he's no longer in Scotland, he's no longer in the UK with the weather. He's no longer with the McGuigans. He's got a new trainer. My man's been, even though Ramirez is, I think it's his second fight with the Garcias. They know what they're doing in terms of building. So Ramirez is going to be there for him. This fight is going to be a battle of heart and will. And when it comes down to it, I think Josh Taylor, and I see what he's training, after every training session with Ben Davis, he's like the man's cramping up. They have to use some iron thing to straighten him out, bro. I'm like, yo, so what happens when you get to the arena and you start feel cramps now? And what, they're going to iron you out in the dressing room as well? Listen, mate.
Maybe he's already ironed out though. Maybe he's good.
But the thing is, they were ironing him out in Scotland. So I don't know if that man with the irons come. He's rolled up, and I'm like, yo, Ben. The reason why he's cramping up is because the man's training method is rubbish. You see, Rafi, have you ever seen a boxing trainer after any sport that when you finish, you're cramped up? Usually you relax, you stretch, and you go. What they done? The man's burning him out, man. The man's burned out his limbs. That's why his body's hurt. His body's hot. He's training him. He don't even give him no recovery days. He should have you train one hard one day, you stretch out, you recovery day, you relax, and then as the days come in, then you build up the intensity near the thing. The man's cramping up. It was cramping up months. So his body's gonna break down in the ring like an old. I don't even know. It's just gonna break apart. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the same thing what happened with Billy Joe Saunders. 9th round stoppage on his stool with the Ben Davis. And then Ben Davis, what are you gonna say? There's no Mark Tibbs this time. It's you one in there, or I did the right thing. You know, he got his eye injured, or he got his rib broke, or whatever like that. They go, bruv, look at you. The way Josh Taylor's run up his mouth down there. I'm like, bruv, you need to calm down, sunshine, bruv. You're all up in man's face with your bad breath. Man don't want to see your face like that. You know what I mean? Man, when you get so close to, I see him like, I said, yo, this guy's a nut, you know. He's crazy. It's like, what do you think? You've been in the fight. See, them man, they got it twisted. They think, yeah, if I intimidating him, roll up to his head, yeah, I can beat him. That's the same thing he did to Regis Progress. Look what Regis Progress did to his eye. And Regis don't hit as hard as Ramirez, you know. This is a hard fight. I'm telling you, brother, you know, and UK, brother, and the reason why no one's covering it is because the McGuigans, they have Channel 5. And they're no longer with that. Sky Sports not traveling it because it's the Kinahans and they don't want to do nothing with that. And BT's not going to cover it because, you know, Josh Taylor, I've no idea they want to touch it. So now, because of this little war thing we got going on, consequently, Josh Taylor, no one's covering the fight. And you know, Bob Irons, now he ain't done no promotion. But fight week, I saw him he's sitting in the press conference, right? And he's sitting in the middle. I'm like, why are you sitting in the middle of the press conference? Like, I want to see you after you little crook, you little fraud. You're sitting there smiling to yourself after what you've done. Brother, you know what? I felt to throw something at my own TV, you know, when I saw him sitting there. And you know what? He's sitting there innocently. He looked innocent, you know? Like, you know what he looked like? He looked at peace. That's what made me, that's what done my spirit. When I looked at him, was why is he looking? Yeah, because you know, after what he did to Eddie Hearn, yeah? And he just, I'm looking at this man, and this man is at peace, man. It's like, bro, he's like, yeah, he look like he almost look, I'm talking about at the press conference, yeah, between Ramirez and Josh Taylor. Bob Arum is sitting in between, and he looks at peace, right? Yeah. He looks completely calm, like he's done the job now. He's relaxed. You know what I mean? Before, it's like when he did that to Eddie Hearn, he's like, yeah, I've got him, checkmate. And I was like, I look at him, I was like, this guy he looks even more surreal. I couldn't believe it. I said, this guy. I said, this guy. So anyway, it's a shame Josh Taylor has to bear the brunt. But go on.
He looks happy. He looks happy. Sounds like he looked happy. He looked like a.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it? Check.
I'll watch it later. I'll watch it
All
later.
right. Watch it later. Watch him. Watch him. Watch him. He's terrible.
It sounds like it's. I gotta watch a couple of things actually. I gotta watch a couple of things before I hit the sack. But you know what? It's 15 minutes after the witching hour over here in the UK, and I'm just gonna go through now for final words. Final words from EJ. Your final words, please.
Boy, listen, with boxing, that's the funny thing about boxing, yeah. You just never know what you're gonna get. 1 minute, you know, Wilder's the villain. The next minute, Tyson Fury's the villain. The next minute, AJ's the villain. You just never know what you can get. All you know is, that boxing is better than EastEnders, and that's the TV series for you. For those who don't know over here, better than Dallas, what you watch in America. Whatever TV show you better. The real life
landing. Remember, don't
not landing. The Carringtons, whatever you want to say, or whatever TV series you want.
House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie, or even the what's it called again? The Day of the Dead, The Living Dead, whatever, The Walking Dead, anything. Game of Thrones would probably be the most famous one.
Yeah.
Real life boxing drama is better than anything you can ever see. I mean, bruv, the stuff what's going on now, it's like, are we living in a real world? Is this like WWE or something like that? I mean, it is crazy. But that's what you get with social media. I mean, we love it. We love talking about it. It helps the fights. And on the YouTube, this is where you're going to get the real, true opinions from my man Raphael Dawkins and my man Iron Kong. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you thumb the buttons up while you're here. Thanks, Rafi.
Much appreciation. That was from the EJ Boxing Live. Much appreciation. This guy's own channel. Go check him out. And then there were two. The Iron Kong.
Rafi. I think Tyson Fury, rather than coming out here and giving these ridiculous summons, you ever see these people practicing self-flagellation, where they take these whips and beat themselves?
Yes.
Well, that's what he need to do. He need to get some self-flagellation in his life, or let somebody flog him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Let him bleed out some of that evil out him.
Yeah.
So basically, EJ is right. I did watch some of it, and Bob Arum looks. You see, Bob Arum been running these games so much years that this don't even bother Bob Arum. But he looked like I'm fine. All is well. Eddie Hearn, you haven't heard Eddie Hearn in a while because I think Eddie Hearn needed to take a break from social media because this was a lot. He can't escape it because he has a big fight next week with Devin Haney. So he's not going to be able to escape it. But Bob Arum don't seem to be bothered by this in the slightest. And that's unfortunate that somebody could be this crooked and be this calm. But this is the history of Bob Arum.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about that, Rafi. I just want wish you a good night, my brother. Have a good rest. Take it easy. Peace out to everybody in the chat. Talk to y'all another time. Peace, Rafi.
That was the Iron Kong. The Iron Kong. Guys on channel. Go check him out. Say hi. And yes. We've done it. We've got through another one. 2 hours, 23 minutes of entertainment for you. I hope you've all had a great time. In which case, I trust that you have ensured that you don't leave before you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and for sure, go ahead and try out that share button. See how it works for you. What we got going on here? Peace out, boys. Have a good night. I'm just off the sell a top quality marble fireplace. Okay, it's a good time of the day to sell fireplaces, especially if they're marble. So good luck with that, Terry Tibbs. We call him Maserati Terry from Liverpool. Maybe Stockport. Is that Liverpool? Is that a posh part of Liverpool? I don't know. I just heard it. I don't know. Okay. I trust you've all had a good time. We call it edutainment over here. Education mixed up with entertainment. And so I've gone through it. Tyson, Anthony Joshua, roasts, pulls, Tyson, Luke Fury, calls him Luke. pulls Luke Fury over the coals. Have a good night, Maserati Terry. Terry Tibbs, Maserati. I think he's from Stockport. I think that's the posh part of Liverpool. I don't know. It's just something I heard. Could be just a rumor. So Anthony Joshua pulls Tyson Fury over the coals. Calls him, what does he call him? He calls him a fraud. Calls him a fraud. Calls him a, what do you call it? A fraud, a con man. All the things we were talking about on Monday's show and on Tuesday's shows. Nobody can tell me Anthony Joshua don't listen to the boxing talk with Rafi. It's clear. It's evident. We told him to speak up. He spoke up. We told him to put it on him. Put it on Fury. Go on, talk your mind. Put it on him. And Anthony Joshua obliged. So it's Anthony Joshua. It's the pulling the Luke Fury over the coals. It's the Ben Davidson giving his side of the story. Terry Tibbs says Stockport ain't in Liverpool. It ain't nowhere near. OMG. And Rafferty used to be so good at geography in school. What a shame. It's the Ben Davidson giving his side of the story. It's the Terry Tibbs telling us why he and Daniel Dubois split. And what else did we talk about? Oh, yeah. It's the, what do you call him? Josh Taylor. Very confrontational. Is he going to win? Is he going to lose? I still edge it towards him. Still edge it towards Josh Taylor. In fact, I do believe he's going to win. He's going to win decisively. That's what I think. And yes, it's the peace out to everybody. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And of course, it's those people who are kind enough to take times out of their day to jump on the panel. And of course, big shout out to the sponsor of the show, James Jameson, yet again. Okay, you can't leave it all on James, folks. You know, gotta dip them hands in them pockets. But anyway, in the meantime, it's the Raphael Dawkins, the Combat Radio. It's the peace. I'm out. Blessed.